You hear this term booklight quite a bit, and I don't know if I totally know what that is. And I'm sure there's got to be some people in the audience that may not understand that either. What is a booklight? I've heard that quite a bit.
Okay, so a booklight is, let's say this is your 12 by 12 diffusion. And what I would do is I would make can I do this? I'm not going to do this very well. Make a little book out of them. So they're like 45 degrees from one another. Okay. And you bounce, you take a pretty powerful light and bounce it into a white, source, like a muslin or an ultra bounce. And then it goes through your diffusion of choice. So it's reflective light and then double diffused. And it just creates a quality of light that is very natural, but also just never bad. Never bad. I mean, I don't care. I've said before that you could put a book light in any direction, like backlight, front light, anywhere, and it's going to look great. It wraps around skin. It creates a very reflective sort of a natural light, and can light a space up in a way that's just feels very natural.
And it's at a 45, like it's a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. So the light goes into this, and then that source is you put the diffusion, which is now your source, at an angle that whatever angle you want to tell to light the characters.
So what is the advantage of doing that versus just putting a less bright light right through the diffusion? Like what? I don't know if I explained that. Like, what's the advantage of putting a hotter light to bounce off of the other end of the book to go to the diffusion versus just going through the diffusion?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So pointing a light directly to diffusion versus bouncing it. Yeah. It's just, you get a much softer quality of light. You get a less theatrical quality of light. Mm-hmm. That's really the main point, I think, is when anytime you go direct, you get a little bit of a harder shadow, and it feels maybe a little more theatrical, and it also tends to fall off faster or be brighter, closer, and fall off faster. So now you have actors walking through a scene and it gets hot when they walk to the left and falls off faster when they go to the right. Yeah. Versus the book light, which depending on the diffusion you use, sends the light a little bit further, and kind of it's a little more even approach. And it's just a little, it's just nicer on skin as well. And of course, the larger the rag, the larger the front of that element, the softer it's going to be. If you just put a light through a 4x and point it at an actor, traditional tungsten light, 2K, 5K, 10K, you're going to find that it's going to be a little more theatrical than if you bounced a light. And nowadays we have LED. We're bouncing, sky panels into these things, and it's doubly soft. It's just pretty.